Ever think to yourself, I've heard about this thing called Google Tag Manager, but I have no idea what it is, why I would ever want to use it in my business, or more importantly, how it's gonna make me money as a marketer? Well, there are actually lots of ways that Google Tag Manager can help you out. We're gonna cover all of those and more in this video. If you're here watching this video, it's probably because you've heard about this tool. Maybe you know of others who have started to use it, or maybe you're working with somebody who wants you to start using it and you're just not sure what the whole thing is about. It's exactly what we're gonna cover here. And be sure to stick around to the end of this video because I'm gonna show you something in Google Tag Manager you will absolutely love. All right, now before we get too much into Google Tag Manager, let's back up just a little bit and talk about what a tag manager is. Back in the day when the internet was first coming of age, there wasn't really that much to do with it from a marketer's standpoint. Nowadays though, when you look at what's out there, there's so much to manage and it can get really, really complicated. A tag manager helps you to manage all of your measurement in one spot. So you can tell that tag manager when somebody buys something, please tell Facebook, but also tell Google Analytics and also tell Google Ads and also tell maybe LinkedIn and wherever else you're doing your advertising so that all of your platforms are coordinated and all of them are getting one source of truth from that same thing, which in this case is Tag Manager. Now, when Tag Managers first became available to the public, to most marketers, they were paid programs and they were very, very expensive. Not too long after, Google created Google Tag Manager, which is a free product that anybody can use to help improve the measurement of your own marketing results. All you need to do is go to tagmanager.google.com and create your account. Now, once your account is set up, you're gonna come to a screen that kind of looks like this. This is the general overview screen. It is really easy to get confused by this tool if you don't have an understanding of how the parts and pieces work together. So what are those parts and pieces? There's really just three. The first is here where it says tags. And you can see here some example tags that have been set up. These tags are really just you telling Google Tag Manager, here's what I want you to do. So in this case, there's a tag that sends a page view to Facebook Analytics. There's another tag that sends an event into Google Analytics. The next thing that you'll see is something called triggers. Now, triggers are the other part of Google Tag Manager, and all those is here's when I want you to do the things that I'm asking you to do. This would just be a trigger that anytime anybody clicks on a link, please do this thing. There's another one here with a certain click link. So it's only if they click on this particular thing do I want you to actually do something. There's one for scroll. When somebody scrolls 10% of the way, or 25, or 50, or 75, or 90% of the way. And then you've got timers that are available. You have something called visibility triggers where certain parts of the page come into view. Even triggers for YouTube videos. And there's a lot more that are back here. Now, the third piece to this Google Tag Manager setup are the variables. This is just information that Google Tag Manager will need to get the job done. Don't overcomplicate it, keep it simple. It's just three parts. First is the tag. Here's what I want you to do. Second is the trigger. Here's when I want you to do the thing I want you to do. And then third and final is the variable, which is, okay, here's some information you're gonna need in order to get that job done. And that's really it when it comes to structuring Google Tag Manager. So let's talk about some examples. So we have this thing like the Google Analytics page view tag. I'm gonna click into this just so you can see what it looks like. And it looks pretty simple. All I'm doing here is I'm telling Tag Manager when somebody is landing on a page, tell Google Analytics a page view has occurred. And this is our variable that identifies the actual account number. I can do the exact same thing with my Facebook page view pixel. Just grab your pixel from Facebook and you can copy it into a tag. And notice the trigger is the same. It's all pages. So whenever somebody lands on any of my pages, Facebook knows and Google Analytics knows because Google Tag Manager told them. And both platforms are getting the same information at the same time. So that way they are more likely to agree with one another. So if we come into this event here, this Google Analytics event, it's called a scroll report. Now this we have set up to tell Google Tag Manager to report when somebody scrolls down any of our pages. And in this case, we've set up the trigger to say when they scrolled 10, 25, 50, 75, or 90% of the way, please tell Google Analytics a few things about that scroll. And that's all it does. It says what page they're on and it says how far down they've gone. That's kind of some of the cool stuff that you can do when it comes to Google Tag Manager. Now I'm gonna click where it says new, so you can see the different types of tags that are available. And if you click in this top box, you'll see all the different types that are available to you. So if you're using Google Optimize or Google Ads, and if you scroll down in this list, you will also see that there are third-party tags that are available for you as well. I'm gonna show you one in particular, which is Hotjar. All it asks you for is the account ID, your Hotjar site ID. You just pop it in here, and then you say, okay, when do I want you to light up Hotjar? I want you to do it on all pages. So I click in my triggers, I click all pages, and now I have this tag set up to tell Hotjar that somebody's on my site and do it anytime any of my pages are viewed. It's as simple as that. Let's talk about some of the triggers that are available. So if I click on new here, we click into the box, you can see all the different types of things that we can use as triggers. So I have when the pages load, these are just different stages of the page loading up. We have different clicks that are happening on the page. We have different forms of engagement. So when a certain element on the page becomes visible, like maybe if they see the testimonial section for a few minutes, that might be something I want to measure. Form submissions, when they click on a form to become a lead, how far down they scroll, how far through a YouTube video do they make. So that's sort of the stuff that you can measure with Google Tag Manager, and all of this is built into the platform, so you'll have access to this as well. But remember when I said there's a brand new thing that you should be taking advantage of that actually will make life a lot easier for you if you're using Facebook? That's what I want to show you now. So we're going to click right here where it says templates. Now the way to think about templates is kind of like WordPress. If you've ever worked with WordPress in any shape or form, you know that there are themes and you know that there are plugins that are available, and they were made by other people. So WordPress doesn't make every single plugin in the world. It doesn't make every single theme in the world. Instead, it allows developers to make WordPress better by creating new themes and plugins all the time. Well, that's kind of what Tag Manager has done as well. Tag Manager has opened up this whole area called templates. So now third-party developers can create tags that you can use. So we're going to click first in Search Gallery. And when you do that, you see all the different tags that are available. And they are completely different from what you've seen before in Google Tag Manager up until this point. The one that I'm going to stop at though is this one right here, Facebook Pixel. I'm going to add it into our workspace here so you can see it. This actually goes through and replaces the need to use the full Facebook script. So now that we've installed this into our Google Tag Manager setup, I'm going to go back in the tags. We're going to create a new tag, only this time I'm going to do the new Facebook way of doing things. So we're going to click into this tag configuration, and I'm going to find this by scrolling down just a little bit to where it says custom, and it says Facebook Pixel there now. We click on Facebook Pixel, and now you can see it's a lot different. Instead of pasting in the script, all I need to do is just put in whatever my account number is, put in the pixel ID, and then I say, great, do a standard page view pixel. What else can I do? I could do an add to cart. I could do a lead. I could do a purchase. Countless different Facebook events I can fire. But I'm just going to do a standard page view pixel for now. The other part is, when should I do that? Well, we wanted to do it every single time somebody lands on one of our pages. So it's all pages. So we'll go through here. We're going to save that. Let's call this FB page view using the template. And we save that. And now that's in our Google Tag Manager, already set up and good to go. I've set up this new Facebook pixel, but I've got to test it. And I can do that by doing something called previewing it, just to make sure that it's going to work for me and it's going to work properly the way I expect it to work. Once I've confirmed that, then I submit the changes and I publish the changes. And at that point, then it would be live. Now, if your head is spinning just a little bit, that's okay. Remember, this is just an introduction into Google Tag Manager. Click this video to learn more about how to actually set up Google Tag Manager from the beginning, including getting your first tags up and running. Otherwise, click here to go continue your journey with Social Media Examiner as we discover more things about measurement. Either way, I'll see you in the next video.